Hey, I'm Nagela.
And I'm Angaza.
Welcome to our channel.
And this is episode 3 of our vlog series. Today we're going to be chatting a bit about a major accomplishment. We posted our 10th video. So it's a celebration of our consistency, which was the main goal of us getting our channel started. We are just going to chit chat about why we started this YouTube channel.
And while we chit chat about this milestone, we're also going to be having B-roll footage today of Angaza buzzing my hair.
All right, let's do it.
Yay.
Enjoy. Okay, reason number 1 for me is practicing vulnerability. It's been really challenging for me to engage with social media over the past few years, or maybe the past decade or more. I want to say my last social media post on Instagram, Facebook, or anything might have been around like 2012. Nagela got me to come out of my comfort zone and got me to come out of my shell. About a year ago, I think it was about April, that I made a post on Instagram. And there was this debate in terms of how I thought I could use it or why it had utility. I just was very anti-social media, didn't want to be online, didn't want to post anything, didn't want to share. And I wanted to challenge my mindset in terms of seeing how I could use something that I was super anti against and didn't want to be a part of to helping me practice vulnerability. So just generally, my whole idea was how can I create and contribute as opposed to consuming and then utilizing that to get out of my comfort zone.
Reason number 1 for me is I love documenting things. As long as I can remember, I love storytelling, whether it's through photography, videography, writing, any means and communications to tell a story. And specifically within that, I've always loved documentaries. My parents and I would watch documentaries, mostly like National Geographic and Discovery Channel since I was a little girl.
That's nice.
So I love seeing the progression of someone's life or a movement or documenting a group of people or a person's experience through a certain time in their life or overcoming something. And I feel like everyone has a story worth telling and we all live very interesting lives. So I just am obsessed with recording things about my life. I mean, I've been recording and taking photos and writing and journaling. Not really journaling, but more so documenting thoughts periodically since I was a little girl. In my own life, I write and have a blog, so it felt kind of natural to do it with Angaza because he's my partner and we have all these experiences together that we would like to look back on. And we do that in ourselves. We'll go through our phone and look through stuff.
Yeah. We always self-document.
Like, oh my God, I remember when that happened. And now this is just us bringing it to fruition.
Yeah, sort of putting it together.
Yeah.
Making a video journal.
It's been really nice.
Reason number 2, self-expression. So for a long time in my life, I expressed myself through basketball. I don't think that oftentimes males get an opportunity to express themselves, have a career, and have a hobby. It typically all comes into one thing. So when you ask a guy what they want to do, it's like, I want to go to the NBA. But the NBA is also playing basketball. It's also the career they want to have. And it's also the thing that they do for fun with their friends. I just think about that influence on the American male culture, that hobbies, interest, career is always intertwined. And obviously I didn't make it to the NBA. I played basketball in college, ruptured my Achilles tendon, pivoted, decided to double major in biology and chemistry. And that continued on again, where my hobby, my interest, and my career were all wrapped up in one when I wanted to become a doctor and go into med school. So upon leaving med school and switching and pivoting, I really wanted to make sure that the next thing that I did in my life gave me a chance and the space to not have to put all those things together. And it was really hard realizing that playing basketball was how I expressed myself. How do I dribble, how I shoot, my head fakes, my hezzy game, whatever I do to go to the basket, me being able to dunk. All those parts of me died when I wasn't able to play basketball anymore. And so much self-expression was limited. So I had a journaling practice. That was something that I did since I was 22 years old. I have hundreds and hundreds of pages of unspaced, typed journal entries, but it was always for myself. And something that I learned from Nagela is that while the self-expression part is an internal process, there is also something really important to have it be something that you share. And basketball, right, you play with other people. And it was a thing that I did alone and by myself when I practiced, but there was always that social component. And so creativity when it comes to either playing the guitar, writing things, that's a massive reason why I decided to do this channel, is to give myself another opportunity to express myself in a different way. And because I said that males tend to intertwine those things when it comes to career, self-expression, and hobbies, I wanted to be able to have an opportunity to express myself without conditions, right? So playing basketball shouldn't mean that the only time I play ball is if I'm going to the NBA. Or learning things about science shouldn't mean that the only time that I learn about science and health and nutrition and wellness means it's because I want to be a doctor. It's I should be able to create YouTube videos, or I should be able to play guitar or journal or hike and bike and camp and sing without the expectation of having to be a professional within that area. So this YouTube channel is sort of a safe space for me to create without the conditions or expectations of anything coming from it. And I'm super excited to work on that part of myself.
Reason number 2 for me is that it's something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel. I think when YouTube first came out, I was like, oh, this is fun. My sister had a YouTube channel back in the day. She had a natural hair YouTube channel. But I always had like a blog on the side. I was a girl who had a Zanga. I don't know if people remember Zanga. So I always would want to do like public facing external things to document my life and share things. And when Angaza and I got together, it was still something that I always wanted to do, start a YouTube channel. But I think I did one hair video years ago and it got really popular, but then I didn't do anything again. And over the years, moving to Thailand, we talked about starting a YouTube channel. But it just didn't hit. I think that Angaza was going through his own period with social media and sharing.
Yeah, that didn't hit. I didn't want to share. I really was not keen on sharing. Like,
right.
We obviously documented all the time, but I was like, I'm not putting this out there. I'm good. You know, I was like anti.
And then on my own, I think I just didn't have the confidence to do certain long-term projects the way I wanted to do, or to vlog and to share my life and my journey. Fast forward to the past year or two, and Angaza is back on social media after I was able to kind of coax him back into it. And it was really fun. And we both were like, oh, this is really fun, sharing with friends and family. And it just came up again, like the discussion of, should we do this? Should we like share our travels and share our experiences? And people are always asking us questions all the time, what we went through. Did this happen? This happened. So we're like, maybe let's just put it into a organized platform for ourselves. Yeah. So again, it's something I always wanted to do separately, but then also with him, because he's my partner. We have similar experiences. And it just happened naturally. The timing matched up where this seems like it's an opportune time. It's a summer in New York City. We're back home for a little bit, but we still have our other home in Mexico City. So there's this nice juxtaposition between having safety abroad, but also safety in our country of birth. And exploring that and the contrast with that is really cool and fun. And it's been healing for us too.
It has been. Number 3, I wanted to prioritize creativity over consumption. So as I dive into this journey of trying to prioritize creativity over consumption, I think about the platforms that I consume, and YouTube is definitely the top 1 or 2 platform. If it's not Netflix, it's definitely YouTube or like Bleacher Report, NBA TV, something like that. And if I unpack the 3 reasons about why I consume YouTube, it's typically for inspiration, information, and entertainment. And the entertainment piece is on lock. I definitely love being entertained by different podcasts, learning different information about the body, just about health and wellness. However, when it comes to information and inspiration, those sometimes get a little tricky for me. I think about the primary information I need on YouTube is typically when I'm traveling or going somewhere. I want to get a feel for the airport, the visa process, information about the food, SIM cards, just all the stuff that people who live a nomadic lifestyle need. And oftentimes it's super helpful, but other times it isn't. And I just feel like being able to create things online where I can kind of give a different perspective or different types of information, because it's something that I feel is lacking, I want to create that as opposed to like seeking to consume it and complaining about that. And the same goes for inspiration as well. Oftentimes there might not be the same exact representation or people who look like me, have the same hobbies and are into the same things. So I felt like instead of complaining or like feeling like I'm typing into the algorithm and I can't get what I want, it's like, just create that. Allow yourself to be the person that creates that and fills that gap and contribute to the platform that I've gotten so much from.
Number 3 for me is that people are always asking us to start a channel, but we finally did it. People are always telling us like, you should start a YouTube channel. Or I remember since we first got together, we've always been doing kind of wild, crazy stuff together.
Yeah. Adventures.
I don't know, like separately, we're both very independent and fearless in certain ways, but I think together it's like doubly. So it's like a problem. Like
compounding.
Yeah. The situations we put ourselves in, the things we're willing to do together, it's quite different and unique and a little wild. So our friends have always seen that and they're like, you guys should have a YouTube channel. Like literally like probably 10 years ago. It feels so good. Thanks, babe.
Of course. I got your back.
Got my back.
Literally.
We were in Bed-Stuy. We rented out this apartment. The apartment needed a lot of help.
Yeah,
it needed
help.
A lot of TLC, rehab work, everything. And we negotiated like a really cheap price to basically put all this energy into the apartment. Mm-hmm. Long story short, we redesigned the whole bottom floor brownstone apartment and the backyard.
Yeah, it was a garden apartment. It was beautiful building, beautiful brownstone. But
inside was a mess.
Yeah.
So we did all this stuff to it. And I remember that's when our friends would come over and be like, you could like be paid to do interior design.
You should be interior designers.
Yeah, so anything we do, people are like, you should do this, you should do that. So I think it's something that our friends and family want to get more insight into the ins and outs of how we make decisions and things we do, and kind of like get a back door, because there's so much that we're up to that it's hard to always share and explain. And we live far away, so we don't always get one-on-one time with them to talk and sit down. So that is a huge motivating factor. I feel like it's like our friends and family.
It's like, you should do this.
Like encouraging us, and now we can finally bring that to fruition.
Yeah. So again, these are all the reasons why we wanted to start a YouTube channel. And we also want to make sure that while we do it, we keep it fun. We don't want it to ever be something that turns into a burden and something that sort of makes us feel anxious to do, or that we have to not do it for ourselves.
Even feeling so fresh and so clean.
All right.
And also, it's a chance for us to work together and do something fun, which is good for our relationship, because we work together in different capacities. But this is different, like editing together, producing stuff
thumbnails,
together,
title decisions, photos, filming. Yeah.
And I think as a resident artist, I can be a little controlling and crazy.
And for me, I can be out there and wacky in terms of what's practical and what's realistic.
So it's been a good meld of the two.
Yeah, it challenges our relationship definitely, and we get a chance to learn each other in different ways.
Yeah.
So we want to definitely make sure that we keep it fun.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Peace out. Kind of like went deeper than I thought you were.